Are you serious, guys? Are you seriously serious, guys? Welcome to Coming Apocalypse. I'm Pastor Paul Begley. I knew it. I told you those storms, okay? And so originally there were five. One already done a lot of damage with flooding and stuff up in the Texas, Louisiana area. But the other, and one kind of drifted away, but there were still three. And of those three, the first one is that it was down there in that Gulf of Mexico basin, remember? And everybody just wanted to blow it off. And all your meteorologists says, don't worry. Here it is. Hurricane Francine. Are you serious? Let me put a shout out and tell you all about it and what's going on and what's coming behind it. Oh, no. Well, guys, gutcleanseprotocol.com/Paul. That's gutcleanseprotocol.com/Paul. Speaking of digestive issues, and that hurricane right now, which is a tropical storm, but it'll be a hurricane about the time you watch this video. It's closing in. It is a gut. It is certainly a punch in the gut. This is caused by a potential toxin that's in all of the, quote, healthy foods that scientists have been telling us to eat with a fraudulent food pyramid for the longest time. And this potential toxin causes digestive issues, according to Dr. Stephen Gundry, a world-renowned cardiologist. This is affecting millions of people nationwide. Warning sign, warning includes weight gain, fatigue, digestive discomfort, stiff joints, and skin problems. What? Well, Dr. Stephen Gundry explains that these side effects are often mistakes for normal signs of aging because digestive issues develop usually over a matter of years, sometimes even decades. I can assure you, though, folks, that the damage is probably caused by these health foods, that it's far from normal. The good news is you can easily help fix the problem from your own home. It's very simple. You just have to know which foods are actually healthy and which contain this hidden potential toxin. This is why I need you to do this. Listen, go right now. The link is below this video. gutcleanseprotocol.com. That's gutcleanseprotocol.com. One more time, gutcleanseprotocol.com. Do it right now, and you'll be glad you did. All right, guys, let's just go right now because this is getting very serious here. And you talk about an October surprise, and that's our webinar coming up September 27th. Let me tell you something. One of the surprises we may have in October could be devastating hurricane, a devastating hurricane. I hope it's not this one because this is still September. But a tropical storm, Francine, soon to be Hurricane Francine, formed down there in the Gulf of Mexico. What? Remember we showed you this thing last night? It was just getting barely started. They weren't even sure, but I told you it was going to happen. And it's going to become a hurricane very, very soon, probably by tomorrow. The tropical storm Francine formed today in the Gulf of Mexico. It's in that hot water, and it's coming to life fast. It's forecasted to grow into a hurricane before the end of the week. I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be a hurricane by tomorrow, okay? And you'll remember this. Tropical storm Francine, located 180 miles southeast of the mouth of the Rio Grande River, 450 miles southwest of Cameron, Louisiana, with maximum sustained winds of 60 miles an hour, moving northwest at 5 miles an hour. At that slow creeping pace, it's going to get bigger and bigger before it can get to the shore. Tropical storm force winds have extended out already. It's 160 miles wide. A tropical storm watch is already in effect for Barra del Tordo, Mexico, and Port Mansfield, Texas. A hurricane watch has been issued for Louisiana coast from Cameron east to the Grand Isle, with a tropical storm watch in effect, as I said, in Mexico up to Port Mansfield, Texas, and east of High Island, Texas, to Cameron, Louisiana, and west of the Grand Isle, Louisiana to the mouth of the Pearl River, as well as Lake puncher train. Oh, come on. And also some of those lakes up there. A storm surge watch is in effect for High Island, Texas, to the Mississippi-Alabama border, as well as the Vermilion Bay. And also, guys, don't forget Mississippi. The system is forecast to slowly continue in a north-northwest motion toward Texas and Mexico to the coast. But it will shift northeast, pick up steam, and head right for Louisiana. It's on a forecasted track that Hurricane Francine's expected to be just offshore of the northern Gulf Coast of Mexico through Tuesday. And then it will approach Louisiana and maybe even upper Texas coastline on Wednesday. It is then going to continue to gain intensification gradually and expected by within a day or so to be a hurricane on Tuesday. It will get bigger by Wednesday and is expected to become a massive hurricane by Wednesday evening. Now, some of the very conservative meteorologists are saying it will only become a Category 1 hurricane. But I'm here to tell you right now, you guys better start preparing for a Cat 3 or bigger because the water's too warm in the Gulf of Mexico. And the pace of this thing is very slow. It will certainly create some incredible winds. And guys, you'll start seeing those winds up in northeast of Galveston, Texas, all the way to New Orleans. Now, it's a side swipe. It's just sideswiping Mexico, and it's taking a southern Texas coast. Are just barely going to get the swipe of it. That's enough, but that'll be enough. It'll get enough tropical storm conditions and a lot of rain, and then the hurricane conditions, and it will head right toward Louisiana. The biggest storm surge threat could bring, right now, this is saying, 5 to 10 feet higher than levels than normal from Cameron, Louisiana, all the way to Port Forcho, Louisiana. I'm saying that wrong, including the Vermilion Bay. It could also get to 4.7 feet high at the mouth of the Mississippi. That's not good. 3 to 5 feet high in High Island, Texas, all the way to Cameron, Louisiana. The deepest water will occur along the immediate coast near to the east of the landfall location, where the surge will be accompanied by large, dangerous waves, according to the National Hurricane Center. Storm surge is not expected to pose a threat to the risk reduction of system levees. However, there may be some overtopping of local levees. I predict they will. They're still basing this on a Cat 1, conservatively trying not to cause anybody to panic. I'm saying to people, it's probably going to be a Cat 3. Storm surge is going to be over 10 feet, and you're going to have levees that are going to be overtaken. You need to prepare for that. You need to already prepare for that. And let's hope for the best, okay? Pray for the best, but prepare for the worst. And in this hot water, I'm not going to play conservative with you. I'm not going to give you false hope. I'm going to tell you right now, this thing is going to be bigger than what the original. They didn't even say it was going to form yesterday. I mean, I was already saying this thing was going to become a tropical storm and a hurricane. They didn't even know it's a 50% chance it might turn into something, a tropical depression. 50% chance of a tropical depression. The thing's already a tropical storm. It's going to be a hurricane by tomorrow. I mean, it's going to be, there's no denying. I mean, why downplay it? People don't put up their plywood on their windows, or people should be evacuating already and finding places a little further up north in northern Alabama or somewhere to stay for 2-3 days if you can afford to do that, or if you can have the means to do that. You need to already know this, okay? And so that's why I'm here. Okay? The environmental conditions are marginally conducive for development during the next few days. This tropical depression could turn into a tropical storm. It's already there. And then it will probably have a chance, 60% chance of becoming a hurricane. It'll be a hurricane tomorrow. So I need you to prepare for this, okay? I need you to understand what's happening here. This could become a monster. This could literally become a monster. It is getting bigger by the moment, and then the winds are picking up every step of the way. And I've got a whole lot more information I got to bring to you guys. Oh. The earth can shake, the sky come down, the mountains all fall to the ground. But I will fear none of those things. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Dark waters rise, the thunder pounds, the wheels of war are going round, and all the walls are crumbling. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. The wind will blow, the rain can pour, the deluge break, the tempest roar. But in that storm, my spirit sings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place abideth under the shadow of the Almighty. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. Now on that day, you call for me. Someday when time no more shall be, and I say, death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Hide me underneath your wings. Hide me deep inside your heart. In your refuge, cover me. The world can shake, but Lord, I'm making you my hiding place. Now on that day, you call for me. Someday when time no more shall be, when I say death, where is your sting? Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath your wings. Shelter me, Lord, underneath Somebody ought to be shouting out there. Hey, hey, yay, ah! See, when you understand the scriptures and you realize that Psalms 91 is for our divine protection from storms, from the enemy, from plagues, and from anything that would come against you. He that abideth, he that dwelleth in the secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty, under the protection of the Almighty. You can read it, Psalms 91. Plus, there's a lot of other great scriptures that confirm all that. Ephesians 6, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and spiritual wickedness in high places. And this is why you want to put on the whole armor of God. It tells you to put all that armor on, and especially that shield of faith that fights off all the fiery darts of the wicked. This is why we preach this. This is why we teach this. So I can tell people about coming hurricanes, but then say to them, but you know what the scripture says. And you can stand on the promises of the word of God. But as a pastor, if I see, and as a prophetic voice of these last day generation, if I see a sword coming, if I see a storm coming, if I see a dangerous situation developing or a war breaking, and I don't warn the people, God will require your blood on my hands. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to give you plenty of heads up, and we're going to pray, and we're going to be ready for it. Guys, I will be back. Keep praying about this storm. Keep watching it, and there's two more out in the Atlantic on their way. Don't know where they're going. Going to keep a close eye on all of it. We're living in the end times. Earthquakes are going off. Oh, and the sun just exploded. I can just tell you that. It exploded. Let me just give you a heads up on that. The far side of the sun had an explosion causing radiation storm. Protons are raining down on the earth today. Following an explosion on the far side of the sun, it was an S1 class solar radiation storm. The far side blast hurling this a magnificent CME, which is a coronal mass ejection, into space, recorded by the Solar Heliospheric Observatory. So it's a radiation storm hitting us today. Just be aware of that. Put on that tin foil hat and your foil blanket and pray. I'll be right back, guys. I got more breaking news, so I just come right back. I'll be back live in 15 minutes. Stay right here. This is the coming apocalypse.